You done flown me from my home state across the country to Las Vegas, and now you telling me no. I'm like, all right, bet. You know what your boy did? Yeah, let me go ahead and flip this channel on. Pay-per-view.
No.
Let me go ahead and hit that $9.95.
You ordered it? You ordered it?
Yeah, ordered it to the room. What you expect a man to do? You said you wasn't gonna do nothing. You goddamn right on the edge of the bed. She dead ass looked over the cover. She's like, are you doing what I think you doing? Yo, Jordan, boy, I hope you had an awesome Christmas and a new year.
Yes, sir, man. How's it going, brother?
Man, new year, new me, bad mistakes. I'm going to leave back in 2024. But I got a story for you. But before I jump into that, welcome to Two Shades of Black, where I'm about to be very controversial because y'all going to hate me in a few seconds.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't my fault. In all honesty, it wasn't my fault. This girl this girl caused me to be an asshole, and I don't think I warrant the title asshole, but it is what it is. She said I was disgusting, despicable, but she still smashed me. But either way, so
gave the cookies.
You know this mouthpiece be yum 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 yum. Either way, so I'm gonna ask this question, and I know it's been asked and talked about quite much. So my question is to this. If they fly you out, is that automatic smash? And why I ask this, I got flown out to Vegas. It was coming up to Christmas. I got flown out to Vegas. They was like, yeah, come hang out with me. I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't got nothing to say. You know, just come out to Vegas. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to come to Vegas, but where I'm going to stay? She's like, well, I have my mom in town, so I'm going to put you up in a hotel. And I'm like, ooh, you know, it's been a while since I've been wine and dine. It ain't very often that, you know, penis get flown out like UPS around here, girl. Hold on. So I get flown out.
Airmail penis.
Hey, it is. And I know y'all girls and y'all guys out there, how that ugly ass nigga get flown out to somewhere. It's this mouthpiece. Don't even worry about it. Either way, I get flown out. Right. I'm in the hotel. We chilling. So we go out and eat that day. Everything is going lovely, copacetic. And I'm like, all right, bet. So it comes to that nighttime. I said I'm about to take a nap before we go out to the bar, right? And she's like, well, we can take a nap together. So I'm like, bet. So she come back to the hotel room. And I'm like, all right. So she dead ass went to go try to take a nap. I'm like, no. When I sleep butt ass naked, so I don't know what to tell you. She's like, oh, nothing's gonna happen. We're just here to have fun. I don't really see you that way. And I'm like, I'm confused. You done flown me from my home state across the country to Las Vegas, and now you telling me your boy ain't getting butts?
Butts.
And she said, no. I'm like, all right, bet. I don't know what to tell you. I appreciate you being honest. You know what your boy did?
What'd you do?
Yeah, let me go ahead and flip this channel on. Ooh, pay-per-view.
No. No, you didn't.
What?
No, you didn't.
Let me go ahead and hit that $9.95.
You ordered it? You ordered it?
Yeah, ordered it to the room.
Dang.
And you know what? It started playing. And what you expect a man to do? You said you wasn't going to do nothing. You goddamn right on the edge of the bed. She dead ass looked over the cover. She's like, are you doing what I think you doing? And I'm like, nah, just put your head back over the blankets.
No, you didn't.
Hey, at the end of the day, I ain't get it that night, but I got it 2 nights later.
Took you 2 nights, huh?
So my question is to you, sir. If they fly you out and y'all had already talked about all the deeds, like y'all was in each other's DMs, Mr. McNasty, and then they fly you out, ain't that automatic?
I gotta be honest, man. I don't think I've ever missed.
My bad. Not everybody got that full look. Not everybody got that full beard. I got Mr. McPatch. Not everybody got that smooth skin, that Jordan 6-pack. You know, big niggas sometimes got to scrape and claw for what we can get.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Oh my god. I quit. I'm sending my resignation letter.
Hey, happy holiday.
Hell yeah, you got too much eggnog in you, huh?
Hey
whiskey. No, dude, I'll tell you this. I think that depending on the situation, it should be. But I think, it all depends on what is going down. Like, it all depends on what the dynamic is for you two. Like you said, if y'all in a DM flirting back and forth, and she's sending some flicks, and you sending some flicks, and then she try to come up with like, I ain't letting them hit type, then yeah, that definitely, it may be something where it's like that. This shit should be automatic. But granted, things can be deceiving. If you yourself go like, yeah, baby, I'm about like 6'3", tall, dark, and chocolate, and then you'll stump your ass
catfish.
Then and she flow you out. No, like she didn't know. Like, definitely, angles have saved some chicks that I've like, been around. I'm like, I thought you had a fat ass, and next thing you know, shit was, she had a long back, and you're sitting there kind of disappointed, and then it's like, it is what it is. I don't think any. I'll say this because you know how I am. I don't think nothing's a guarantee. I don't think you're obligated to any cheeks. Now, if she fly you out, you should be putting out. Now, if it's the other way around, I think it's the same thing. But nothing's ever a guarantee.
You're right. You're right.
Ever guaranteed.
And that's like I said, I ain't gonna take it.
I do believe that I think we should both have the intentions of that's where it's going to go down if the conversation presents itself. Because I ain't flying nobody out if we just gonna play tiddlywinks. But again,
thank you. What we gonna play, patty cake? Only patty cakes I'm trying to hit.
I don't blame you. So if you fly somebody out and they ain't trying to put out, it's a lesson learned. You got burnt. You know what I mean? You got to keep it moving. But I think that as long as that expectation is there, then yeah, I think it's not, nothing's automatic. Steph Curry don't hit every shot. Michael Jordan don't hit every shot, and neither does Kobe Bean Bryant.
And I agree.
If you down for that and you ain't packing nothing sexy in that luggage, I'll say this:
you ain't got a return flight.
If you set it up to a point where it's like, look, I'm not. If you're not with it, she can't be mad or he can't be mad. However the situation is, they can't be mad if you decide to go a different direction. Or my man X over there spanking a monkey, he's gonna get it no matter what. So if he had to spank the monkey, he's gonna spank the monkey. But at the same time, it is what it is, and it's like you can't be like, oh, you thought this was just gonna be sex? Yeah. You're the one that sent me the booty fic like 2 weeks ago.
And what you flew me out here for? I never said I like to gamble.
Yeah. Now, if there was some other situation like, hey, we need you to work on this, X. Like, I'm asking you for this or that. It's a different story. Then it's an obligation for it to work. But if you're just like, yeah, I want to see you and come on out, and it's like we know what the situation is. If you flirting and you fly me out, I expect that we're going to have some type of coitus.
See, and that's why I say for y'all that's gonna come for me in the comments, I ain't want to be no Ted Bundy. I ain't want to be no serial. We ain't gonna look. I kills these hoes. But what I'm saying is, I don't mean about that. Wait, YouTube, don't block me. Don't. What I mean by that
one out.
What I mean by that is this. She said no. She went to bed. I said cool with it. But remember who hotel room you in. Yeah, you might have paid for it, but my name. Yes, she paid for it initially, but I had to put my credit card down for the incidentals, and the room is under my name. So if the police came, it's my room, ma'am. And you know what I can do in my room? get butt ass naked, oil myself up with some baby oil, and watch some TV.
That is true. I mean,
And so,
once you're in there, you're obligated for whatever you decide to do.
and
You
you
want
know
to
the
walk around butt
weirdest
ass
thing
naked.
is, she ain't walk out the room.
She just sat there and watched you.
She just literally rolled over and said, "You something else," and went to bed. I'm like, right. I can't look. My life, I can't even pay the theaters to film this. Sometimes I just don't understand how I get into these positions. But it did bring me to this question, though.
What's that?
Because, like, if me and her was to date, she ain't had no problem with the porno.
What was it, by the way?
You know I ain't putting no names out here. Good try.
I was just asking what kind of porn it was.
Oh.
Not her. I was asking about the porn. Like, what kind of porn was it?
It was Oreo.
Okay. I guess that goes into something else you wanted to ask then, huh?
What kind of porn I would like? You don't want to know what kind of porn I like. Y'all ain't ready for that, boy. Y'all ain't ready for that. I'll get canceled quick, fast, in a hurry.
Oh no.
Let's just. I'm gonna give you a little tidbit. I'm a big fan of chunky noodles. Yeah. I'm a nasty man. So chunky noodles is what I call. Don't block me or report me, but it's when you're getting fellatio and she accidentally regurgitates on it. Chunky noodles.
I know what this is. I know what you like.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say it. I'm gonna keep it quiet.
It might be my insecurities that if she does do it, makes me feel bigger, like I'm doing something in there. That's why I don't really mess with girls with deep throats. I just play it. All right. So my question is, what are your thoughts? Mm-hmm. What are the thoughts about your partner watching porn and the amount of porn that is acceptable?
I think that when it comes to your partner, it's a slippery slope, and you got to be secure in it and understand that it may be just something that they're getting off on, male or female, or whatever your situation is. I think that if it's too excessive, then that may be a problem.
What do you consider excessive? Because that's very subjective. Excessive to you can be like, that's normal.
If you're watching it in a healthy relationship, and I think you're watching it more than one time per day, either you're just a pure gooner, or you may have
this man just say gooner.
But it's like if you already got cheeks over there, or if you already got some, some other stuff over there, it's like, why do you need to go watch it? Is there something wrong with the relationship? And that's where the insecurities can come in. Mm-hmm. But I think it's just a matter of how much is being consumed. If you consume too much, and I think that if you're doing it to a point where you're risking your job or you're risking your relationship, you need to chill. Like,
oh, you mean like you just you in the bathroom stall during your break trying to beat your meat?
Yeah, spanking a monkey while you're in the stall. Like, hey, look,
so what's the difference, boss? So then I'm curious, what's the difference between spanking a monkey and smoking weed?
I think it's the same thing, personally.
Okay.
I think anytime there's a person that has an unhealthy vice that is being, negative to their relationships or their career, I think they definitely pay attention to that. But to go back to the question though, I think it's okay depending on what it is, as long as the partner's not trying to compare you to the performers. As long as your partner's not trying to belittle you in a sense, unless that's something that you guys have a kink that you share, by all means, whatever happens in that room, that's up to y'all 2 consenting adults or 3 consenting adults. I don't know. But at the same time, I don't think
don't limit it to just 3.
Hey, we can go
Group
4,
play
5,
is important
6,
too.
Hey, I know you've been there. But
sharing is caring.
Hey. Pretty good. But I think that as long as not really taking away from what your healthy life balance, by all means, enjoy yourself. But you don't want to make your partner feel less than if you're consuming too much of it, because you want to make sure your partner's still good, because then someone's like, well, the big dick 65 on the on the porno that I was watching earlier had like a 20-inch meat, and I only got 5 inches. Now what am I like? Why is she watching that? And then here I am, and then he go
I
like
want to keep
this.
my girl, but I'm 15 inches short.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? So it's like what do I need? I need some help? Like how am I going to help? Like what do you expect here? So you got to make sure that you don't overstep boundary. Because if I'm just watching big booty Latinas and my girl is a
Hey,
Frenchman, I mean a
that's
French woman,
bookmark. That's
you
bookmarked.
know, if I'm
Mm.
watching that and that's all I watch, and she keep catching me in there watching some, this big booty Latina, she gonna be sitting there like, no espanol, senor. Like
Well,
I'm
she
gonna
better
have
go get a
questions.
spray tan and get a BBL, because
Then that's where the insecurities come in. That's where you're gonna start making your chick feel less than, because you keep watching whatever she ain't. And granted, that's a guilty pleasure maybe, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you're taking care of home. And I think that's where it comes down to. What about you?
That's interesting. For me, I think porn can be very healthy. And why I say porn can be very healthy, it depends on the mindset of the adults, like you mentioned. Yes, there can be many insecurities, but it can also expand the knowledge and understanding of which each individual likes. And because of that, like, sometimes I can't come out and tell my old lady what I'm into, but I can show her. Look at my bookmark history. Go to the triple X tab. When you go down, they're categorized by category based on the videos I love the most. Because, look, I'm an organized individual. And sometimes I ain't got time to be scrolling through Pornhub to find a good goddamn video. Sometimes you
What do
just
you
need
do?
to go, all right, I only got 5 minutes before my next meeting. And so I need to go to the book tab. Oh, what am I in the mood for? Ooh, big booty Latinas. And then then it goes to a subcategory. Do we have back shots? Do we have front shots? Do we have jigglies? Do we have everything? Look, I'm efficient.
I don't think I've ever knew that was even possible that you can bookmark stuff so much. I thought you just got to scroll and hit the button.
No. You just bookmark it. Because you can bookmark a particular website and page. So I just bookmarked the video. And you know what? Let me tell you. This is how I express to the women that I'm with what I'm a little into. So if they want to understand what's in the mind of Xavier, ma'am, I can show you better than I can tell you. Let me go ahead and put up my
portfolio.
What?
I forget the formalities. Let's go, ma'am.
Look, I'm more than happy to send you a PDF file with hyperlinks if you need to understand what gets me there. But this is also something that I discuss with. Do I have a problem? I don't think I have a problem. I think I have it well organized and managed. But what it does at the end of the day, not everybody is on the same freak. And why I mean by everybody is on the same freak, what someone's bookmark when it comes to adult content can really get you into the mind of what they are. Because at the end of the day, what I've learned in my relationship is the more she trusts you and the more she feels safe, the more freakier she gonna become. Because she gotta trust that you gonna put her in a position that's not gonna hurt her, harm her, or be a defamation to her character. So, for me, I'm already at that level. I just don't care. So that's why I have this in the Rolodex. But what I mean for it in a relationship wise, if they're not ready for that, you will know that off the bat. Because when you have those conversations, they'll be able to let you know what they freak rating is. And if they at a 1.5 out of 10 and 1.5 being the lowest, bruh, you can't do what I do, turn around and sit on the corner of the bed trying to turn the girl out. That's not how it's going to work. She going to call the police on you.
Oh, no.
But
do you think that do you think in relationships, though, if the freak was kind of matched at the beginning and one of the freaks died down, do you think that should change for your, like, do you think that can mess with the relationship in a sense of,
Absolutely.
like,
Absolutely. Because here's why. If one person is not on the same level as the other, then someone's being suppressed. And you don't know how important that release is to that individual. Like, I'll give you an example. I dated a girl at one point, and she was of the non-melanin community. And because she was part of the non-melanin community, she was huge in strangulation. I'm not, especially when I'm dealing with a non-melanin individual.
You ain't trying to catch one.
Thank you. You can say keep going tighter, and I'm gonna be looking like, no, that's every pound of pressure I put, that's 10 more years of prison.
Yo, stop.
So certain individuals, I can't play the way they want to play. And it could be my insecurity when it comes to my livelihood and my freedom. But in that relationship, I told her I couldn't do it. It became a problem because that was one of her ways, her key ways of getting off. And because I wasn't doing that, it deprived her of the release that she wanted. And so that relationship didn't last because we had problems in the bedroom. And it just became more of, okay, if you're not going to use your hands, use a belt. What? So after that, that just simply, it faded away. The chemistry started dying. The passion started dying. So I do believe if y'all freakness ain't on the same level, or not even, I can't say, it doesn't have to be on the same level. But if it's on polar opposites of each other, yeah, you got a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a big problem. Because you can't have a freaky person and a non-freaky person trying to have a relationship. Someone gonna get cheated on. At the end of the day, it's a tough one. Because, like, look at what's going on. And this is me having a side vent, so I apologize for all of y'all. I'm going to go on a side vent. All these states, and I don't like to get in political stuff, but all these states is messing up relationships now. Because Pornhub used to be absolutely free. You just click the box that said I'm over 18, and you as free as dilly to get what you need. Whether it was a clip at 1 minute or you had a full video at an hour and 30 minutes. Now you telling me I got to put a photo ID just to get my rocks off? This is going to mess with relationships. And people don't see it.
Why do you say that, though?
Because here's the thing. Whether you're a male or a female, you want to have your release. You don't want... Who the hell in 2024 have a Pornhub account? Unless you in the industry. You was trying to be an incognito. You ain't trying to have no trace of that most of the time.
That's true.
So therefore...
And keep it moving.
Exactly. I'm not trying to give you my information. You telling me I got to give you my ID in order for me to bust a nut? And that goes for men and women. So it's like what turned out to be something that could be 5-minute tops of, okay, phone in hand, Pornhub, go ahead, open it up, bang, 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 skeet, 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 DJ. Either way, whatever fits your tune, it's in the palm of my hand, and I'm done. I clear out my cache. I clear out my search history.
I was never here.
Exactly. I was never here, buddy. So now all these states telling me, oh, no, you got to log in, buddy, in order for me to see some cheeks. Now they doing it to YouPorn. You doing it to Pornhub. You doing it to all the major. I need to give an ID. I'm sorry. When did I have to tell the government what I'm doing? But I digress. I had to get that out of the way. I don't know how you feel about this whole new ID thing, but it's gonna be a damper. It's gonna be a damper. And that means if that's the case, I bet you they come after Twitter.
We'll see. We'll definitely see.
I bet you they come after Twitter. But here's the thing that goes back to my story. One of the good things about that relationship that I don't have in all my relationships are we have that ability to have the conversation about what we like and what we don't like.
Yeah, I agree.
The fact that she asked me to do something, I said no. We understood each other's boundaries. Same way when she watched her adult film, it was mostly white on white, but I always asked her why. Why she date a black guy if all the porn she watches white guys.
What was her answer?
It was just what she was used to. Then she got mad when I said, "Are you secretly racist?" But she took it the wrong way. Am I only here because you want to make daddy mad? you can see now it wasn't more than just the strangulation part. It was other things that caused our relationship to not work out.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
But Jordan, I do ask you, are you comfortable with your significant other of discussing all your desires and boundaries regarding if it's porn or the sexual act of it?
Man, that's a good one, dude. I think I'm definitely comfortable given the fact of how my relationship is. I don't think I have much of a choice. I think as we get older, it's the best way to go because what I've learned in this relationship and moving forward is like if you are being able to be open and honest and express how you feel and being emotionally intelligent, if you put it out there on the table, you don't have to, you know, seek somewhere else or uh, think about other things or being afraid of something because once you put things out there in that standpoint, it's either they're going to accept you or not, or that's not going to be something that you need because you want someone to compliment who you are as a person and compliment your freak in a sense. Like I used to say this when I was younger. I was like, look, if you ain't gonna do it, she gonna do it. So it's like for
Big
me,
facts.
I kept that same mentality. Is like, oh, you don't eat pussy? All right, well, I better if I want to keep this one because she might like getting some head. So I got to make sure that I'm eating it better than everyone else that she's ever been with or anything like that. I got to be the best. So for
So do
me,
you wait?
I
Does
want
that mean you out here building out a diagram of vagina and be like, do you like it here? Do you like it there? Do you like it over here? Do you like it over there? Do you like it in a circle? Do you like it up and down? Oh, anything can happen.
I'm not sitting here saying that I'm building diagrams, but I am sitting here saying I take the time to make sure, like, okay, does she like this? Does she like that? Does she like her clit sucked on? Does she like every girl?
Is this based off of
getting off.
action and reaction while you're in the bedroom? Okay.
But
Hold on, let me get my
notepad.
Let me get my notepad.
You're so stupid. It's not only
So you saying I gotta
reaction.
listen to the way her body reacts. It's not all about
You
me.
absolutely do. It's not always about you. You're selfish ass. You gotta start taking care of it because then they gonna be like, you know what? Daddy done blessed me, so I gotta make sure he good too. I'm gonna drain those balls. I'm like, yes, baby, yes.
But I also know that there's millions and millions and billions of women in this world. So if one leaves, you can always find another.
Yeah, but if you have that mentality, you'll always be chasing for something else because, and it's
aren't we always chasing
you don't have
something?
To settle. You don't have to settle to be happy, but you can still appreciate the person and teach them something. Because if you're teaching somebody something, that person can definitely, oh, he's letting me cook. Oh, yeah, let's go. So you teaching that person is like, let's have that person be great in every avenue. So it's like, hey, lady, you know what? You like this, you like that. Let me get this and that. Hey, I'm not used to you giving me the cooking. So I feel like I got to just cook with you. You know, like, I don't feel right. No, man, all jokes aside, though, bro, it's like, if I'm taking care of my woman, I'm making sure that, okay, how does she respond to how I'm licking it? If I'm going too fast, going too slow, do I need to apply the pressure? Do I need to go low? How I got to move depends on how it's going to go. Man, I didn't even mean to flow there. It just happened. But what happens is, man, you just gotta be able to understand it. And it's like if you figure out those boundaries, if she like being choked, and you don't feel comfortable, all right, what else can I do? How else can I apply pressure to you? What else will get you off?
Put a pillow over her face.
Once you find those things, I mean, hey, you ain't choke her though. I'm just saying she just lost a little bit of oxygen. But no, man, all jokes aside, it's like you keep those boundaries open. I mean, you talk about those boundaries and you understand. And if you guys come like, all right, like my girl don't want me, like some people want to try different positions. If there's certain like some positions, some guys don't have enough meat for it. That's just what it is. But some women can't do a certain position because they got bad knees or they can't sit in a position too long. So how do you fix it? And then some people rather have more than one person in the bedroom. So as long as you're communicating with all those different things, I think it's going to work. And you are on something. There are other women, there are other men in this world that people can go to. At the same time, if you want to keep that person happy, just talk to them. Like, hey, how do I make you happy? How do I make you come? How much do I got to do this? Because you could be eating pussy the same way for all the girls you've been with. They're all loved the same way, and the next thing you know, there's one that you with
Yeah, I
wants
got
you
to
to
that
go
one.
like lick it like a lizard, just
Mm-hmm.
like this is boring, but she getting off on it. You're like, damn, really? I want to do
Yeah,
something
I had
else.
that. I used to think I had the tornado game out here. I almost wanted to do the split tongue serpent so I could tickle both sides, but but it was the one girl that was just like, I don't like head. I was like, you ain't had head from me yet. And she's
exactly.
like, well, when I tell you she was just like a dead fish, she's like, I told you. I like,
there you go.
All right, hold on, let me jump start it.
Hey.
She's like, what the hell you do that for? It's ready now, ain't it?
Hey, that's all that matters. But you got to learn it though. Once you learn the body, it's like you could be the best at it. And for me, I make sure like I ain't no one messing with my girl better than me. It ain't gonna happen, and you ain't gonna get to try either.
So let me ask you this though: how do you get to understanding your partner's boundaries? Then is it that communication, or is it all right? Let's test how far I can go. So I go to try something, and if she's like, okay, I know my boundaries. But then also some people are, it's not really their boundary. It's, oh, I'm a little afraid to get to that point. Or I've never gone that far, so I'm a little more hesitant.
That's a good question, X. I think what it comes down to, bro, is the amount of communication is definitely key. Talking through it, talking to them while you're, either in the gillies or before the gillies. Just trying to understand their body is definitely key. Because I could be down there DJing and they don't even like fingers on their clit. They don't like their fingers inside their pussy. But they might like their tongue, or they might like the sucking on the top of the clit while you're fingering at the same time. I don't know. Take notes, gentlemen. I'm telling you. But you got to figure those things out, and they're going to react to you like, oh no, that doesn't feel good. And make sure your nails are cut, because sometimes they might be too damn sensitive. You might cut somebody down there. So you can't be Wolverines, but at the same time, you got to make sure that you're good.
I used to have the nickname Edward Scissorhands.
Well, you know what? That's why the pussy kept getting cut.
Looking like Slaughterhouse Entertainment.
They're like, you been with X? Yeah, I got like 3 Band-Aids or what down there now. But I think the communication is definitely key, man. Because if you listen, it's the same thing. Like I personally don't really come from head myself. If I teach my woman how to make me come from head, it's still gonna take a while. But if she has an understanding of doing it, that way, if it's that time of the month, she could just bless me that way. But,
so I agree with that, because why I say that is you have just like you said, not every girl is gonna nut from giving head. But just like not every man is gonna get nut from the type of head you give. And you got all these girls out of here like, I'm throat goat, I'm head monster, I'm all of these. And God. I'm like, all right. And I had one girl that came in and she was like, let me do the double. And I'm like, what are you doing? Girl, you giving me Indian burn. Or sorry, PC, but rug burn. And I'm like, you gotta get it wet first. You gotta spit on it. You gotta slob on it.
She didn't even lube it up.
No, she just came in and was like, excuse me, man.
She's trying to murder you. She's trying to take you out for the next one, bro.
But then you got different ones that got different techniques, and I'm like, what you doing down there? What you doing? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That'd be the difficult thing to be, in some sense, all about. But for me, and I guess if I'm answering the question about boundaries, I'm a firm believer in, yes, having that conversation, understanding where you are currently with what you enjoy. Because it's like, as we mentioned earlier, you can at many times turn around and be like, oh, my freakness has just gone up. So here's what I need. Put that finger in my butt. Let it pop, whatever the case may be. Or I turn around and I start dating her, and on the 3rd date, she asked me the question while we playing Truth or Dare. What is your freaky thing that you like? And I turn around and say, I like my ass ate with my ankles in the air. And she talking about, no,
Yeah, or like that's like us going like after hitting it one time, like yeah, we should bring another girl in there. Hey, bro, like you just got the gillies. Like, you don't ask for a threesome immediately. Like you just don't do that.
Right.
You're right. You gotta be able to just take your time and like develop that chemistry first.
And the boundaries part of it, it's like not everybody is comfortable having that conversation, and that's such a disappointment in today's culture.
Mm-hmm.
For how much all of us just enjoy having sex, and we look at it as like taboo. I don't care what nobody say. We have sex for fun. In the Bible, they say we only have sex for procreation. I don't care. The pastor's getting his rocks off for fun, and he dancing the Holy Jesus, Holy Ghost dance afterwards.
Hey, yo.
So why is everybody so afraid to have that conversation and let people know what they want? If we just let individuals know what we want, you know how many relationships would be saved? Do you know the fact that the pressure's already on both sides, where it's like, okay, I know he's coming in and I need to be the best ass he's ever had. Or you have that false interpretation that I got the most bomb ass pussy that is on the market. No, honey. The last bit could have had some good pussy. You just coming in with a different type of pussy. But what it boils down to is what I'm saying. But it's on both sides. Just like you got some dudes that think, oh, I got a big dick, I know what the hell I'm doing. No, son, you just picking up space. That don't mean you know what you're doing. You just taking up space. But it boils down to a lot of people not having that conversation. So like I've had a conversation with one of my homeboys' sister. And we talked about it. And she's like, oh, it's just the size for me and everything. And I'm like, you never had bad sex with somebody that had big size? She's like, no. Then I'm like, then I don't know if you maybe you got the luck of the Irish, or you don't know what good sex is, or you just might be the one in a million female who gets her rocks off real quick. You ain't got to do the cheat code, double tap all of that to get to the castle. But what I'm pointing out is this: a lot of people just have that freaking barrier where they just can't have that conversation, or they feel some type of way about having that conversation. And for me, people just think, oh, you're overly actively sexual. No, I just have no problem talking about it. Because if me and you about to have this relationship and we about to get together and we're going to work things out, you better believe I'm going in depth. I'm trying to figure out what your past life was, what your future life was, when you get reincarnated, what you going to like, all of that. Because at the end of the day, I can't be the best performer you've ever had if we don't sit and talk. I need to know these things. And most people are just like, I don't want to talk about it because it's taboo in their mind still. Or it's just like, oh, I feel a little awkward giving all this information. No, if I've already been in your guts, there is no more touchy subject, man.
Not everyone think that way, though.
And that's the problem. And that's why people is out here having just horrible sex. And they think every man is just horrible or every woman ain't shit. For real.
I don't disagree on that one.
Because you think about it, how many girls you learn who's like, oh, toxic dick is the best dick. Why? Oh, the nice guy don't know how to. Why? Have you explained to him what you want? Have you talked to him what you wanted? Maybe he had an upbringing where he was raised by his mama and she said, oh, the best thing for women is sensual and soft. But you might be something, no, throw me around the room, pull my hair, pound me like a jackhammer.
You never asked him.
Thank you. Thank you. We know what we know. We don't know what we don't know. So for y'all watching me, watching y'all, talking to y'all, be vocal. Be vocal. Because look, there are points in life. Yeah, the first time might have been like, I didn't feel the spark. Or it wasn't for me. But that second round, let them know if we're going to go back into it, this is how you drive the car. Everybody that got their driver's license didn't know how to drive before they got their license book. But you learned how to drive, didn't you? You got better among the time, didn't you? You learned how to whip it real good. So why can't y'all do that with other aspects in your life. When you got your first job, you was horrible at it, I'm sure. But you trained, you asked questions, and you got better. Why we can't do that in the bedroom?
I definitely think it's a book that could be open, and I think honestly it has increased, but I think this also with this new day and age, it has allowed people to feel like some of the things that you have said, like, hey, if you won't do it, and I mean I kind of said it too, like if you won't do it, somebody else will. At the same time, it's like you can still have somebody like satisfy you that they may not be like part of their wheelhouse. It may not be part of their package, but it doesn't mean that they can't like, develop that skill like you stated.
But the question that begs, a lot of people don't even have the curiosity to understand why that person don't like it. It could have been a traumatic event that happened where there's just like, oh, I forever just assumed that women's vaginas smell a certain way and I don't like it. But you was over here messing with Shonda around the corner who pH balance was off.
Yeah, or you get shitted on like myself.
So, did you just say you got shitted on?
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Ooh, shitty boy. But
it wasn't me.
At the end of the day,
that's another story.
That's definitely another story. But at the end, hey, that's some people's kinks too. But at the end of the day,
it wasn't on purpose. Go ahead.
We look at it this way: communication is just a dying art, whether it's in sex, whether it's in relationship, whatever the case may be. People just don't like to put in the work that it needs to get this shit through the tough times. This instant gratification shit where it's like, oh, he's sexy, he fire. I bet you know he had a smash. And then he come in and he underperforms and you not willing to let the man redeem himself. Or vice versa. How many women that you been with, Jordan, that over here lay on the bed like a floppy fish? Like, what is you doing? Throw it back. Or like you got to grab him by the waist and it's like, let me show you how to stay on rhythm.
A lot of them can't dance. That's when you start knowing, like, damn, you don't got no rhythm, shorty.
I can't say that because I done been with a female who couldn't stay on rhythm for shit. But when a dick in her, hey, she said, I don't know if that mean that she done been around, circled the block a few times to see what was good or what it was. But some girls, when they dance all good and everything, they can't do it with the dick in them. But you got some girls who dance real bad and all of a sudden you put the rhythm in them.
I plead the fifth. I don't know. But no, you're right.
I don't know. Me and you have been around I can't assume to know if you've been around the block. But like I have a homeboy, shout out to my boy Chef. I call him Mongoose because he done been around the block. And he called me Huffy.
Hey, yo.
Hey, I got hoes on the front and back peg. What's up? But outside of that, I'm going to say this. At the end of the day, as long as there's a healthy relationship when it comes to adult content, pornography, whatever the case may be, and you have that conversation and you not sneaking in the closet or you laying in the tub while your significant other sleeping and you over here fapping away or gooning away because it's something about you. As long as you can talk to your significant other and come to a mutual understandings, how you know she ain't going to be the one right next to you talk about, I like this too. Let me help you reach the promised land. And before we turn it out, I was also reading a research that was out of Japan. For those who's not cultured or don't follow Japanese culture, they're having a massive birth rate issue. And there's been a lot of YouTubes like ours, podcasts and interviewers on the street trying to understand how they got to where they got. Well, they got the same thing as American problems. Their women are leaving Japan to go seek other type of men. They're having the problems where pornography is number one. Japan has the number one rated pornography in all of the world. That is just known facts. They produce the most pornography in any culture. Yeah, you can look it up. Now,
Oh, I'm about to see how much a flight is to Japan. So.
But based off of that, think of you having the most in a country. What that do for your men? They're no longer out seeking women no more because it's a headache for them. The chase is ridiculous. I'm not blaming women whatsoever, but what I'm saying is we all got to do better. We need to stop thinking that we better than who we are. And on top of that, we got to get active out here, you know? Shoot. That's just me. That's just me. I'm like not saying for y'all to go be a hoe, but for Japan, look what happened. They birth rate dropping down. I don't foresee that happening to America since everybody coming here. But look, I'm a traditionalist. Well, traditional-ish. But you ain't gonna take sex away from me. I think that's part of God's practice, God's creation, and God's. It's in my commandment. It's in my commandment. The book of Xavier.
Your own rules.
Shit. I don't know about you, but if you come date me in my household, I got rules in this house. Just like we all have rules in our relationship. I ain't gonna get too much into that because we can leave that for another episode.
Let's say that.
Yeah. Do relationships need rules? And how do you decide the rules in which these relationships are? Because if I'm not getting my sex 4-5 times a week, you better believe you're packing your bags.
Shit. After the night I just had, I'm gonna make that definitely a conversation. It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a fun one.
You have fun. Hopefully you around for the next episode. So don't go get yourself hurt.
Hey man, if you see me on a milk carton, bro, it's all good.
Remember what state you in. All right, but we'll call it here. This was a good topic as far as I think it's a topic that not a lot of people talk enough about because I'm going to have to put on the addiction. You know how they got the addiction if you're suffering from addiction.
Yeah, you definitely don't need to.
In real talk, though, pornography can be an addiction. I ain't going to lie. I believed at one point I was addicted to porn. I was fapping 6-7 times a day. But you know why?
All right, let's wrap this up.
I was in college and I was bored sometimes. It was sometimes. But then I learned how to talk to females better. And, you know, I feel like it's a habit that can be broken. I don't know if it was an addiction. I don't know. It was just a habit. But we're going to cut it there.
Let's
we're going to cut it there. So I appreciate y'all coming to 2 Shades of Black. 2 Shades of...
2 Shades of Black. I am Jordan. That is X.
I'm your X-boy.
Out of here.
We'll see you next episode.
Let's go.